Good evening. It's an honor to be asked to speak at this Global Landscape Forum Community One World, One Health conference, as the GLF community comes together to think about how to improve the relationship we have with our landscapes and environment. As the current pandemic has taught us, we truly are one world in which the health and well-being of all of us is tightly intertwined. The last century has brought significant changes to how we eat and also what we eat. The good news is that today's food systems can support the nutritional needs of billions globally. Millions have been brought back from the edge of starvation and have also been lifted out of poverty. Intensive production and sophisticated logistics enable foods that are grown halfway across the planet to arrive affordably to our market shelves. Modern science and technology has helped us to produce more food and move it around efficiently. Nevertheless, many of last century's most pressing challenges in our food systems still persist, and several new challenges are becoming ever more prominent and increasingly urgent. Globally, almost 700 million people go to bed hungry every night, and more than 2 billion are malnourished, which has devastating long-term effects. At the same time, more than 650 million people are obese, and almost 75% of the world's land surface has been substantially degraded, including by intensive agriculture. With a population that will approach 9 billion by 2050, and with more climate stress and higher climate variability on the horizon, the goal of building a more resilient and sustainable food system is more important today than ever before. The good news is that nature has provided us with a key tool to tackle many of our current challenges, the rich biological systems on which we all depend. The diversity inherent in our wildlife, forests, and oceans is critical to the resilience of our ecosystems. And today, I want to talk briefly about a specific aspect of that diversity, the diversity that underpins the future of our food system that has been created by nature, as well as by people and the agricultural systems that they've created over thousands of years. Among the results are almost 5,000 types of potato, over 1,000 varieties of banana, and hundreds of thousands of varieties of rice. Over the millennia, the interactions of people with the plants that are most important to them has given us an astounding range of options to adapt our crops to changes in climate, while also addressing the urgent need to provide enough healthy food for everyone. Each of those myriad varieties of food plants holds precious genetic traits that make them unique. Their root systems may enable them to withstand flooding or garner more nutrients. They may have the ability to resist pests, resist droughts, or flourish despite water scarcity, and some may have higher nutritional content. We need to safeguard this diversity if we're to build food systems that can nourish us all sustainably, nutritiously, and forever. Diversity, after all, is life's hedge against extinction. It's the vital resource for allowing us to meet the challenges that our food systems face, both now and in the future. Preserving and enabling the use of the diversity of the world's most important crop species is the mission behind the Crop Trust, an organization that was born with the ambitious target to safeguard all of crop diversity forever. This is an essential task for the future of our food, and fortunately, it's a task that's feasible both scientifically and economically. However, as an international community, we're falling short. In Target 2.5 of the Sustainable Development Goals, the global community pledged to safeguard all of crop and livestock diversity by the end of 2020, 2 months from now. And despite much progress in collecting and characterizing crop diversity, and also many successes in ensuring that farmers benefit from crop diversity through breeding programs, it's unfortunately the case that the job is far from done. This issue is at the core of today's conversations, acknowledging that the targets we set a few years ago have not been accomplished, and that if we are to eradicate poverty and hunger by 2030, they need immediate reassessment, along with a new joint strategy to increase our efforts to ensure that our goals are achieved. Next year, we will have 2 critical opportunities to address these challenges: the Biodiversity COP in May and the Food Systems Summit later in the year. At these 2 global gatherings, we will need to commit to working even harder and under even more challenging conditions to achieve the future of food we all want and that the future generations deserve. This conference gathers some of the world's foremost experts in biodiversity and food systems to think creatively and reimagine our future together, including learning good lessons from the past, such as the value of indigenous plants and cultures, the advantages of local food systems, the benefits that flow from understanding local landscapes and environments, and the importance of a diverse, seasonal, and healthy diet. Diversity is the key, and we need to act now so that we can save it and use it, and that will require the commitment of us all. I invite you today to rediscover the power and potential of agrobiodiversity and its importance for the future of all of us. Thank you, and be well.